Ooh, this one's perfect. Look at that. You might not like it. I normally advise not to do this, but for video purposes, I did it. I picked up 20 pounds of avocados. Why did I need to buy 20? I don't know. This is probably the smallest. Still good size. This guy is probably the biggest. Hi, welcome back. Normally we meet in a garden, but today we're in my kitchen because I kind of did a thing. I picked up 20 pounds of avocados. Why did I need to buy 20? I don't know. Because I thought it was a good deal to get farm fresh avocados. I thought we would be able to work through them, but it turned out that's not the case because I still have the bag. Each bag was supposed to be about 10 pounds and yeah, it's pretty hefty. So my plan originally was to do an entire avocado series. However, they were freshly picked and not quite soft enough to eat, but I needed to go on a trip to Proven Winners. I didn't get a chance to ripen them properly. Anyway, a lot of different reasons. I stuck them in the fridge and now I really, really need to process them before they actually go bad and we can't even eat them. So there's a few that I'm gonna end up giving to my chickens because it's like too soft. Like that one's gonna go to the chickens. This one might be okay. But anyway, I just wanted to show you because they came in this paper bag and let me drop this a little bit so you can see. Some of them were this size, on the smaller side. And then there's some, pretty good medium-sized ones. This is a good one. This is a small one. And I thought it would really be nice to have this many avocados because when my family decides they want to eat avocados, basically each person wants an entire avocado to themselves. So that's really, really expensive. So this one's like a really big size. Oh man, I lost one. So I'm gonna tell you what happened here. This one was cracked, it was on the bottom and it got moldy. So that sucks. That goes in the compost. Here in LA, we have a green compost bin. So it's green waste from your kitchen, things that you don't eat. Can go into there. So this one's fine, but I bet what happened is that one probably was missing its little nub. I'm gonna have to sort these, but this is probably the smallest, still good size, and this guy is probably the biggest. So there's a big range. Now, I got this from UCNR down in Irvine. They're also trying to find the best varieties that are good tasting, very fruitful, but also can take that trip from farm to grocery store to your house and still be in good condition. I'm gonna open some of these up, but before I do that, I wanna show you, before I left for the trip, I did open up a couple that were ready. And I normally advise not to do this, but for video purposes, I did it. I put some avocado seeds inside a little dish of water. Now, there's a certain person on the internet who's very vocal about doing hacks, if you know, you know, who says you should grow avocado trees from seed. And I'm gonna give you my 2 cents. Don't do it. Unless you have, I don't know, anywhere between 5 to 8 years that you're willing to nurture this little baby, because that's how long it takes for this guy to grow into a tree mature enough to fruit. And here's the thing, you can wait 5 to 8 years, you get your first fruit, and you might not like it. So I know that when I opened up this avocado, you can see how big this seed is compared to this seed. But here's the thing, the size of the avocado from the outside was about the same. Now, would you rather have an avocado that has a smaller pit or a bigger pit? I mean, you're paying for this pit because it's by weight sometimes. So This did not have a lot of flesh. It was good. It was really super creamy. All of these are super creamy. They're all some type of Haas hybrid. But I don't know, you plant this, you might get genetics closer to this, but these are all going to be different. They're not going to be true to the parent, which is the fruit that you ate and that you picked. So if you have the time and the patience, or you want an experiment, go ahead and, you know, stick this in some water. You can see how it has split. You can see right up the crack. The tree is starting to come out. There's the roots. So for video purposes, I will probably just plant this and see what happens. Now, some of these other ones, like these other two, you can see in here, it's also pushing out the little tree. There's the roots. The tree's gonna grow out of this. The roots are gonna take nutrients out of the flesh. It will be rotting, and that's exactly what the tree wants. A lot of nourishing, you know, things in there for it. But when I opened up the avocado, it was already cracked, and some of them was already showing some growth, which is why I thought, okay, I should do this for video purposes. Now, if you were to grow an avocado tree from seed, you can, let me grab my knife. We might end up opening almost all of these because they need to be opened, but let's see. This one's a little soft, but okay. So I like to split it down like this and do a little twisty action. Still pretty good, pretty decent inside. And this particular seed, let me carefully pull it out, is starting to crack and emerge. So that one's growing. Oops. Now, another thing is my friend Kevin, I'm Kevin Chang on Instagram, but also he started a nursery called Bare Root Nation. And he'll take all of these little no name, no ID avocado pits and grow them out. What he does is he uses them as rootstock. So if there is an avocado that is a known variety that he really wants to grow more of, he'll use these as the bottom portion, cut it off, and then put a branch of the avocado variety that he wants to propagate onto the top and Frankenstein this thing, and it grows faster. He is a good example of someone who would want to keep the pits. For me, I'm not really interested in doing that, but sometimes when I see it's already growing, I don't know, maybe I'll save it and see what happens. But my goal is not to grow avocados because I'm not waiting 5 to 8 years. My kids will be in college by then. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll have more time, but that is not the goal. Getting a big bowl so I can empty all the avocado flesh into here. Okay, so some of these that feel a little bit better, I might leave whole and we can enjoy. But some of these others, they gotta get opened up. So, all right. This one's okay. This one's okay. This one's okay. This one, soft. So, again. Yeah, so it's already browning on the inside. Still good enough to eat. Some of it is not as desirable. My dogs love avocados. This is great for their skin. Not the pit, but the flesh. So what I'm going to do, one bowl for them, one bowl for us. So let me make myself some space. This one's for us. And the skins all go into the compost, or I might give some to the chickens because they will pick out the insides. You don't want The chicken shouldn't be eating too much, but they really like this too. All right, this one, let's see. Ooh, this one's perfect. Look at that. Look how perfect that is. I might have to taste it. Do a little bit of salt, just like this. I don't know about you, but this is kind of how we like to eat avocados at home, is just a little scoopy scoop like that. Hits the spot for sure. Oh, it's just a perfect. I thought it would be too soft and be no good, but this is actually the perfect texture. Not too creamy, not hard, not soft, not squishy. Wow. There was a spot that was about to be kind of gross on the bottom right there, but wow. Okay. Yeah, so the inside you can see it was starting to turn, and that's why I gotta get through all of this. Okay. Give it a couple more sprinkles. Now I need a new spoon. That's what I get for using the spoon and eating, but here we go. I like to take my knife, give it a solid little chop, and usually with a little twist, it comes right out. One question I got was, what are you gonna do with this many tomatoes? Well, one obviously is make guacamole. One kid really loves that. I have lemons that are ready from the garden, so I'll do that. I think this one goes to the chickens. What do you think? So we'll give that to the chickens. And let's see, another one. This one might be a chicken's one too. Oh, look, it's perfect. Perfect. All right. Now, one of my favorite smoothie health food shops is called Creation. And we have one here in town, but it gets a little pricey, so I try not to let it be a habit. By the way, look at seed to fruit ratio. This is a small fruit, but look how small the seed is. That's what you want. You want a lot of fruit and not so much seed. Now, anyway, back to talking about Creation. This isn't sponsored, just a fan. Creation has this dessert that is the most decadent avocado chocolate mousse. And I actually made it the other day. Let me just show you how smooth it came out. And it's so good. Oh, yeah, that is so good. I need to make some more because what I do, let's start taking everything out of my fridge. I take some chia seed pudding like this. I learned this from Creation. Now, mine is a little bit waterier, but some of these avocados are gonna be the next batch of this chocolate pudding. What they have is chocolate pudding on the bottom. Now theirs is prettier, but equally tasty. Now this is the first time I've ever made this chocolate pudding. So for a first time, I was very happy because this chocolate pudding is actually avocados, chia seeds, flax seeds, and almond milk. It's vegan. Oh, and obviously cocoa powder. And I wasn't trying to make it vegan. I just try to minimize because it doesn't always make me feel great, but I do love cheese. And then I take some of this almond milk chia seed pudding on top, and then you get this dessert. I was supposed to just show you about the avocados, but then I thought to show you this. And then you have this pudding, chocolate mousse, and chia seed pudding mix. It's so good. And it's relatively healthy. So I tried the creation version, and I want to say it was like $12 or something like this, which I get it because all of these ingredients are not cheap. So now that I have so many avocados, I need to whip up a big batch. I figure we can make it together. What I like about this, it's loaded in fiber and good fats, all things that I need in this life stage of perimenopause. Fun times. Let's continue with the avocados. So this one's feeling a little soft. So I think the goal for today is to make, oh, this is perfect. And the goal for today is to make both another batch of the chocolate mousse and some guacamole. Now, when my kid gets some chips and guacamole, he is all about it. I'm just realizing I don't have any onions at home. I don't have a lot of things, but when it comes to like really good avocados, if you have good avocados, if you just mash them, that's good enough. Like you don't need a whole lot. So, okay, these actually, let me see. Oh, this one's too soft for sure. I can see on the outside, let me show you. You can see on the outside it's starting to turn. You don't want this. So if you see this at the market, don't buy that. Yeah, the inside's already kind of turning. Can you eat this? Probably, but I'm not going to because I have so many. A lot of these seem like they might be fine. So when you're looking for avocados in the store, you want them firm to the touch. Here's the thing, don't go around squeezing all the avocados really tightly. Just give it a tiny, tiny touch. You do want them firm. They do ripen up really, really fast. And the trick is, if you got one of these, put them with your avocados nearby and they will ripen that much faster. These guys are fine, so I'm gonna put them back in the fridge. We're gonna eat these probably fresh in the next few days with tacos and stuff. I have enough, I think, right here to make both the mousse and guacamole. So we're gonna open these guys up real fast. Again, perfect. You can see it's starting to grow. I think this is a great seed to flesh ratio on an avocado. This is a smaller avocado, but you get a lot of flesh just from even that little guy. So, all right, give it a scoop. These are all hybrids, so they are numbered. I mean, look at this. It's a giant seed and like not a whole lot of flesh. But it's looking pretty good. I like the firmness of it. So you still get a good scoop, but it's not like the other one. All right. So this one's a little discolored. It might have been bruised right there and right here. So I'm going to take the bottom or the top half. I'm just holding it upside down. Compost the rest. When I say compost, it's kind of synonymous with my chickens because they're my composters. If it's food waste, it goes straight to the outside. This one's pretty good. All right. Ooh, I like how this one slices through really buttery. Like a cold stick of butter. Since I'm doing this without a plan, and I don't have onions. I do have a jalapeno. I'm cheating. I'm actually going to use some salsa that I have, and I'm just gonna mix in some avocado and call it a day. I know that's not the way to go, but it's all I have bandwidth for today. So here's my bowl. I'm gonna put in a good amount of avocado. Whoop, just dropped it. Probably a little bit more, because when my older son starts eating avocado, he could eat this whole bowl on his own. I mean, what did I do? 8 avocados, something like that? I mean, these days, avocados are so expensive. I have a slotted spoon. I'm just using this to mash it. I like chunky guacamole. I don't know if you prefer smooth or whipped. I like to see that it's the actual fruit. I tend to leave it chunkier. And so we're gonna cheat. It's a salsa that I had. I'm just gonna dump a little bit in here. Just a little, just like that. This already has tomatoes, onions, jalapenos, salt, cilantro, all in there. And just mixing it up. I tend to not spend a lot of time in the kitchen. I do like to cook, I do like to eat, but I don't like to spend my entire day in the kitchen. So if there are little hacks like this, I'm all for it. Especially, I don't see why not. Now I just realized I might not even have tortilla chips at home. I just decided I was gonna whip up some of this. No, let me get, here's a spoon. I'm gonna give this a taste. Okay, it's good. A little bit of salt. Because even though there's salt inside the salsa, there's a lot of avocado that needs some salting, some flavoring, seasoning, whatever. A little bit more. Sometimes this is better than restaurants if you just get a good salsa or pico de gallo type of thing and stick it in and mix it up. I did harvest a lemon the other day, so I am. Take out the seeds. Oh, and that's the other thing. Don't grow a lemon tree from seed. Just don't do it. Unless you like torture or you have the time where you're trying to breed, really it's if you're trying to breed another variety, but this takes another 5 to 7 years to get fruit. So I tend to like my salsas and guacamole dips like that to be more on the citrusy side. So add that in there. This lemon also will help preserve the green. That goes into food waste. All right, so much looks better. Okay, that's good. Perfect. Now, if this was just for me and my husband, I would probably chop up some jalapenos and throw it in there, but I'm gonna give this to my son. We're gonna leave those out. It's my little kid spatula, kid cooking. Oh, that's so good. Okay, now to put this into the fridge to chill. So when they come home, it's a nice after school snack. Into the fridge. Let's kind of reset the space for a second. So I'm gonna use my Beast container. This is the bigger one. And put these away. I'm gonna put in my avocado. Oop. They're falling. I have the avocado here, chia seeds, almond milk, hemp seeds for protein and fiber. Going with some seeds. Kind of eyeball it. You won't really taste it once it's all blended up if you use a really good blender. Some seeds. And this actually helps make it really, really thick and rich without having all that dairy to make it that way. It's almost like making an avocado smoothie, which feels really weird. And I forgot, oh yeah, these are dates, but they have the pit inside. So I'm gonna take the pit out. I kind of want it a little sweeter, so I'm gonna put a third. I'm missing something. I added this chocolate, duh. I don't know how to say this, is it guitar? But it smells really good. This is just cocoa powder, unsweetened, 100% red Dutch processed cocoa powder. And almost at the bottom of this. I'm gonna put a really healthy, this is like the Chinese soup spoon. I'm gonna put a big scoop. I'm gonna try with just one scoop first because I'm not measuring here. Here's the beast. I can tell that it's not getting up here because it's nice and thick. Give it a shake. I have a feeling I'm gonna need to add more chocolate because it's such a light brown. I'm just testing out recipes. It smells good, looks like milk chocolate, but I think I'm gonna want a little bit more. Yeah, needs more chocolate. And it needs more dates, so. I'm just gonna use this whole thing. There isn't much in it. So I would say it was about 2.5 soup spoons full. I'm gonna add more dates because I would like it a little bit sweeter. Shake it up. So if you want to grow avocados, I have an avocado tree in the back, but I planted it in 2020 and it has produced 1 avocado for me. Every time I say I'm about to chop it down and it's out of chances to, you know, have a spot in my garden, it always does something. So now it's starting to flower, so I'm gonna give it one more shot. The variety that I have back there is called Holiday Avocado, and it's kind of like a Charlie Brown tree. It doesn't stand upright, and I wish I knew this because if I have a tree that's growing horizontal, because that's its natural habit, I don't care how good the fruit is because it's taking up too much horizontal space. I grow things vertically for a reason. So this is its last chance. So before we wrap this video up, I thought we could talk about growing avocado trees a little bit more. I know I touched upon don't grow them from seed. Well, what I would do is go to the nursery, ask yourself what budget you're willing to spend on a tree. Right now, A 5-gallon avocado tree is probably a few years old, so that's what I ended up planting because I think I got it for somewhere around 60 bucks 5 years ago, and you get what you pay for. So you don't buy an expensive tree, you plant it. You're just gonna have to wait a while. If you can, buying maybe a 15-gallon, if it fits your budget, it might be a little bit more costly, but that might be a little bit more worth your time in terms of getting to fruit faster. When it comes to avocados, they don't like to have their feet, their roots, very wet. Now, they like to have it moist, so moist to the touch, but not soaking wet. And if you have clay soil, you might want to amend your soil or even pick a different spot to plant it, because clay soil tends to hold too much water and not drain well enough. And you might see avocado and citrus fertilizer together. That's okay. Don't plant your citrus and your avocados together. I learned the hard way. But also, I don't have a ton of space, and that's just how we ended up doing things. Their watering needs are very different. Mine are planted right next to each other, but I also know how to adjust what they need. The other thing to know about avocados is they don't like to be messed with a lot. In other words, if you have a lot of wind, forget it. Don't put it in a spot where it's gonna be part of where the wind tunnel is gonna push right through it. It won't be very happy there. It will drop all its leaves. Find a spot that is near a wall to protect it from that type of condition. Now, avocados generally are zone 9 through 11. There are a few cold hardy varieties that might let you dip into 8, maybe 7 if you know how to protect it, and that is still a risk because avocados don't like chill. If you really want it, you can do it. And in terms of picking your avocado tree, most market varieties are going to be a Haas hybrid. And those trees tend to be 20 feet plus. So you might want to look for a smaller tree. Ultra dwarf is about 6 feet. Dwarf is about 8 to 10 feet. Semi-dwarf is about 10 to 12 feet. And standard can be anything like 15, 20 plus. In most urban areas, like where I am, there isn't space for a tree to be 20 feet tall with a canopy. It would cover my entire backyard. I would not have space or enough sun to grow anything else. With that, I'd love to know what other questions you have about avocados. I had a lot of fun just messing around in my kitchen with you, showing you what you can do with avocados. Hopefully next year, I'll be able to do these with my own avocados from my holiday avocado tree. If not, it's getting the axe. If you learned something new, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.